I'm the head of design of an app with over 20 million users, and I've also built probably 50 or more apps in the last year alone, teaching myself how to code along the way as a non-technical person. And in the last few weeks, I've also found myself trying to explain to friends and family, as well as colleagues, how to go about building apps on your own. So that's what I'm going to do in this short series. I'll teach you how to build the very same app, a super simple timer app, and I'll teach you how to build it in different ways, starting from the most simple potential option, which is just using Figma, moving on to more advanced tools like Lovable, all the way to Cursor and Claude Code, moving away from a simple website and prototype, all the way to an actual iOS app and macOS app. So let's get into it. Let me show you which tools we're going to be using and how exactly these next few videos are going to be working. The simplest thing is to just use Figma Make. You're all familiar with Figma if you're coming from a design or PM background, and I think it's an easy way to get going with this. This will allow us to actually build a website. It's not my favorite one, but it's probably the easiest. I think the next step then would be to use something like Lovable. Lovable is very similar when it comes to the main concept of having like a chat window and then having something appear magically on the right hand side of the screen. But I feel like it's a couple of generations ahead of Figma. So we'll use this as well to build the same app on a different website, publish it and compare it. The next step would be to actually go into Cursor. So Cursor is what most developers these days are using to write code themselves. It can be a bit intimidating, but I think if you bear with me and we build this together in Cursor, you'll see that it's not that complicated in the end. At the end, I'll actually show you the tool that I'm currently using, which is Claude Code. A bit more intimidating because it runs in your terminal and it looks very hacky, but it's actually also quite easy once you get the hang of it. We'll build a website as well using Claude Code, but then we'll actually go one step further and build an actual mobile app. At first using React Native, and then actually building a fully native iOS app. And then in the last step, building a Mac app, which is, I think, magical. You can open up your own app that you built yourself on your own Mac computer. And then at the end, you will basically take a quick step back and think about the different ways to build prototypes, build apps, and what works best in which use cases and scenarios. Let's dive into it. I'll see you in the next video.